Wow. Wow. Well, I wish that was on video because that would be a perfect start to this.
Maybe you're really killing it with the sound and lights today.
She might be like in it a little bit. She's doing the biggest stank face I've ever seen. Oh my God. Anyways, this is the podcast. We're here.
Officially
Offi-
bite the abstract.
Officially named Bite the Abstract.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at us. We're on episode 2. Look at us go.
And our cats are fighting.
Oh, yep. You guys better stop that shit. They've been doing it all fucking day.
They've been really bad.
They woke me up 3 times last night.
Yeah. They're bad.
I don't know what to do, but maybe we should buy the what's his name? The cat daddy?
Yeah, Jackson Galaxy. I think that's a waste of money.
Stop. What? Go away. Stop. Leave each other alone. Jeez. You think it's a waste of money?
My mom said that it was a waste of money because she got it because my cats didn't get along initially.
How long did it take your cats to get along?
Long time.
Like a year?
And a half.
Okay, that makes me feel better.
Kind of a long time. Yeah, I mean, we've had Mez since August, so, almost 5 months.
It feels like a really long time.
Because it was the end of August. It wasn't like the beginning of August, so.
Feels like a really long time. The freaking cats are such weird animals. Like, why do they just not get along?
I know. Some cats do. I think it's just because they're both girls and they're both old enough to realize, like, Mez is coming in Mabel's space.
And Mez really made herself at home. Once she got out of her little shell, she made herself at home.
Can we insert pictures of them?
Sure. Yeah, we can throw some in there.
Okay.
Boom, picture. I don't know how good at editing I am, so I probably can't like splice them on. But
okay, maybe
we'll just have them little pop up pictures for the people watching.
Yeah.
Rather than this thing. Sweet cats. Love my cats, but
yeah,
God,
they're right here.
Fucking drive me crazy.
They're right there and right there. But yeah, they were fighting on the bed the other day when we were sleeping. They're just so bad.
Like, and oh my God, the Mez screams are so wild.
You might hear one.
Hey, stop. Like it's like you're
She's
in a
yelling.
full blown like cat killing each other fight. Like the kind of cat fights you see on the streets.
Yeah.
Stop it, you crazy things.
Yeah. Anyways.
Jeez, enough freaking cats. Although they're gonna keep interrupting with their hissing, but
yeah, they will.
Yeah, you want to start us off with our first topic for the day, Liz?
Yeah. So our first topic that we want to go over is our relationship specifically. We've been together for 2.5 years, I would say. Ish. People count months. Have you ever realized that in like young relationships? They're like, we've been together for 17 months.
Yep.
Like,
yeah.
That's an ick for me.
Yeah. Had to do that shit in my first relationship.
Yeah, right. My first relationship, we had to every month we had to gift each other something on our month anniversary.
No.
That's embarrassing. And expensive too, by the way. I was so young. It was so expensive. Yeah. Like I was like, damn, do I have to do this my whole life?
It's freaking painful.
Yeah.
God, think about that stuff. So cringy. And you'll be in it too, and like have already grown up, but you're like still going through it and like have to do it. Yeah. In a way. Yeah. Like, I'm sitting there fucking celebrating the 2-month anniversary. I'm like, I don't want to fucking do this. Yeah. Like I realize how stupid this is, but like whatever. People can have their fun, and you got to grow up or experience your kids' stuff, you know.
Yeah.
Before you can have a good relationship.
Yeah, definitely. But anyways, yeah. We've been together for 2.5 years. I think that we have an abnormally healthy relationship compared to most people, specifically our age too, I would say.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I would agree. It's definitely, I mean, at least the people that are close to me, like I'd see some pretty comparably healthy relationships, but yeah, especially relationships you see on the internet and the kind of drama you see, it's like, yeah, definitely does not compare to that. But
I think your friends are also like, for their age, very mature. So I think that is why you don't see that with your friends.
Maybe that's why we are. Maybe I'm mature for my age, but
I think that you are.
Yeah, I don't feel like it. I don't know. Maturity is a thin line, but like,
yeah,
I don't feel like I'm fully grown up in every field, but some ways I feel really grown up, and other ways I feel like a kid.
Yeah.
So, but very, very healthy relationship. We I think one thing that I find interesting about our relationship is that we don't ever argue or fight.
Yeah, we've never had an argument or a fight.
Yeah, and it's not like a lot of people hear that and are like, "Ooh, like
that's bad."
Yeah, like you got to do it." But I really don't think you have to. Like, why would you fight with the person you love? Like, that's not love to me.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, yes, we've disagreed on things, but you just talk about them as soon as you disagree.
Yeah.
And then you either agree to disagree or come to an agreement.
Yeah.
And you don't have to, it doesn't have to be a fight. You don't have to feel, I don't know, you don't have to feel like salty towards one another or whatever, whatever word you want to use there. You have to feel some sort of way, but.
Yeah. I mean, even like our disagreements aren't even like a disagreement. It's just you have a different opinion than I do.
Yeah.
On this, and we're both like, okay, that's fine. You can have your opinion. I'm gonna have mine. Yeah.
Yeah. Or sometimes not you specifically, but sometimes someone will, misunderstand what someone meant or just either take something the wrong way or say something the wrong way or whatever the case is. Just it doesn't need to turn into a fight, It's just something you talk about.
I feel like I definitely say the wrong thing a lot in a lot of, not even just our relationship. Like, I just feel like I always have the wrong thing to say all the time.
Yeah, I think that's just a human condition.
I don't know. Mine's pretty bad. Maybe I just get really anxious about it because then I'm always like, oh, like, I think I said the wrong thing the other day.
Yeah.
But I think that goes back to us having like an abnormally healthy relationship because I feel like we just get to talk everything through. Mm-hmm. I feel like I am pretty, anytime I've ever had like any sort of, I feel like uncomfortable about something, have always came to you and you're like, that's stupid. Don't stress about that. Get over it. Not that harshly, but.
Well, sometimes.
Sometimes.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever been that harsh about things you're stressed. Like, if you're stressing about something to do with me, I'm harsh about that stuff when you're stressing about your own life because I'm like, calm down.
Yeah.
It's not that big a deal.
Right. Yeah.
But.
Yeah. That's your advice for most everything.
That's the boy advice
classic.
Knock it off. The boy advice classic.
Yeah.
Just don't feel that way, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. But we actually met in 3rd grade. Do you remember me in 3rd grade at all? If you had to think back.
I mean, like, I can't think of a memory in 3rd grade where, like, I can see you in it. But, like, I definitely knew who you were because, like, when I saw you, because we reconnected on Bumble.
Yeah.
And so when I saw you, like, totally knew who you were from, like, 3rd grade or maybe middle school, but who knows? It's all like a blur, But
yeah, definitely.
I don't know if I fully remember you though.
You probably do. So we went to 3rd grade together, and then you moved.
Yeah.
And then you moved back to where we live now, and then we went to middle school together.
Yeah.
Both years of middle school,
but never like
right?
friends or anything. So.
No.
Never same friend group or anything.
Our middle school was so small. I'm sure that's probably what it was from, as opposed to elementary school.
Man, just talking about middle school, just freaking, it's irking me. I hated middle school. It sucked ass. Because you're like growing up a little bit and everybody's so fucking rude.
Yeah, it was
pretty
bad.
Everybody was such bullies and shit. Like, God, it was the worst. Anyways.
Yeah, that was pretty bad. That's like a whole nother.
That's a total sidetrack.
Like school, I think, but.
Oh, fuck school. I hate it.
Yeah, all education in the U.S. is complete trash. College was I had a great college education, but like college is for what I had to pay for it.
Yeah.
I should have had my doctorates by now, and 2 of them for how much I've paid.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah, I mean, college is, I like college, but in some aspects of it. Like, I learned a lot in my specific field, but I don't didn't really care for the well-rounded learning that they attempted to give us, but whole nother conversation.
Yeah, it really is. But yeah, we reconnected on Bumble. How many dating apps were you on at the time that you were on Bumble?
0. I didn't even have Bumble.
You were on the one.
I didn't even have Bumble installed. I had an account from months ago. And I was so tired of online dating. I was had been on so many dates and just so many people that just are clearly not being serious about it, and just or that I just don't like in general, and just I was so over it. So I had everything uninstalled, but I would get Bumble emails. And I didn't even pay for it. So I would get an email saying, "Oh, you got a new like on Bumble," and it would have your blurry picture.
Oh.
And so I saw it and I was like, she looks cute. So I install the app and open them or I scroll through until I find you, because it would always anytime you got a you just scroll for a little bit and you'd find the person that was blurry.
Yeah.
And then that's how that happened. But I really wasn't on any at the time.
Email is crazy, because if you were to pull up your phone right now, how many emails do you think you have unread? At least 100,000.
No, less now. I'm a chronically bad email reader. Chronically bad. It's real bad. But I just don't open them. I'll see an email. If it's something I want to read, I'll read it.
It's just crazy.
If it's not, I don't open it just to get the notification away. I've never built that habit. I do for work, but not.
That's different.
Yeah, not my phone. But I did learn how to go through and auto clear all your.
Okay.
I didn't want to delete them because some emails have things I need, but I went through all my things and auto cleared. But this was a month or two, maybe a couple months ago, and now it's back up to in the thousands. But that's across 4 emails or something like that. That's not bad.
That's pretty bad. I open and check my email at least 3 times a day.
Yeah.
And then if there's most of them are junk emails, so I just take 2 seconds and delete them. If they were to build up, that would make me so stressed.
I feel like I get too many, especially on my one email. That's the email I use to sign up for all the bullshit. You need to make an account for some reason, and you just use this email. That email just gets spammed. I get hundreds a day. So right. I don't even care to try.
Well, you couldn't at this point. You're so far gone.
Yeah.
You can't recover that. So wow, that's pretty. It was really meant to be. If you happen to see that email, then it's what that means to me.
Well, really meant to be. Like I said, I look at the important emails.
You're all, ooh, Bumble email?
Yeah, I'm oh, is she cute? I swear
a blurry picture.
I would get one a month too, and so it was very rare that I had it installed to look.
Yeah.
And so it just. I would see one, I would go look, and then usually it was an ugly person, and I'm just whatever. That's shallow, I guess.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's a little shallow, but I mean, whatever. People have their types.
Yeah, no, for sure. I remember I was house sitting for a person that I normally house sit for, and Bumble was the only dating app that I had on my phone, just because I got Tinder scares me, because I'm not looking for that kind of person, you know what I mean?
Because Tinder's all about hooking up.
Yeah, I'm not into stuff like that. So I just have never had a Tinder or any other dating app. Bumble was the only one that I was comfortable with having.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a lot of weird people still on Bumble, and I had it for best what is it called, Bumble Friends or whatever.
Yeah.
There's some, I don't know, there's just some weird people that I was talking to on Bumble, and I was okay, this is the last night that I'm letting myself go on there. And you were the last person that I saw on there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember how it works anymore, but it's you it's not swiping left or right. I don't think it's you just like people, or that's how it was.
I think you swipe.
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
But you were the last person that I either swiped on or I liked, and I was if they don't message me back, I am clearly not meant to have a partner ever again.
Oh my gosh.
So there was a lot riding on that one like and the one email that you got that was blurry. So
and look at us here 2.5 years later.
It really worked out, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, we're like well over 2.5. We're at like nearly 3 years.
So June will be 3.
3 years officially, but we were.
Yeah, I guess that's true. So yeah, we met as adults officially in I was gonna say April.
I think it was April
of whatever year that was.
2021. Yeah, because it wasn't 2020.
Me counting my fingers.
Yeah, no, it wasn't 2020. It's 2024 now. What the fuck? It's 2024 now.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
Yeah, that is weird. But yeah, we I don't even know. We went on like, what was our first date? We went to like a little place here in town, just like a little like a hole in the wall place here in town.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then we went to a drugstore after and got ice cream, but then we didn't have any spoons. And we had a whole pint of ice cream.
Yep, I'm remembering all this.
My business that I owned that was up the street, we just went there and sat in the back and ate it with the plastic spoons. Yeah,
we went and sat on the couch and like good couple feet in between us on the couch.
At least the amount of space we have in between us was at minimum.
Yeah.
Minimum the distance
so awkward
between us.
So awkward, but
I
it's
remember
funny.
when we first met, you like pulled up right next to me and I obviously knew it was you, and then you texted me like, just park next to you. So I was like, okay, got it. So we get out of the car and we did like a side hug. Like, it was so uncomfortable. It's so uncomfortable to think about right now.
Back then I was like I was big hugging. I was like, I would just hug everyone I saw. So I was like, I don't care. I'm hugging you. And
That's so funny.
Give me that little side hug.
I don't know if I initiated the side hug necessarily.
I so remember. I so initiated the hug. And you so like wanted to deny it because you were just
That's crazy.
It makes sense. It's like you just met this person. It's like they're hugging you. Can be a little much.
Do you remember the first question that I asked you? Because like Bumble requires you to ask a question. You can't just be like, "Hi, I think." Oh, stop. Here's our cat screaming.
Jesus. I don't remember.
It was something to do with like what did you get in trouble for? Most as a kid. I actually think that was the exact question.
Yeah. And I said
no, it had something to do with school. What did you get in trouble with?
No, I think it might have just been trouble. And I remember my response was nothing because I was a perfect child or something like that.
Yeah.
It's funny.
I'm pretty sure that's what I said too.
Couldn't imagine using a dating app now. It just like seems so like just draining.
Yeah, it's kind of a drag too.
Oh
right?
My god. Like, it's even like
yeah.
Not to get into this whole conversation, but like it's even worse for guys because girls get so much attention on Bumble or on dating apps, and so it's like as a guy that wants to be serious and isn't just like trying to hook up with people, it's like it's it's so fucking hard. Like
right.
But whatever.
Yeah, I've never thought about that before.
Yeah, I like you've talked to like girlfriends or just girls that are around and just looking at their dating app profiles, and it's like, okay, you have like 999 likes or whatever, and it's like guys get like 3 a week.
Yeah, right. I feel like some girls, it's obviously more, boys are a little bit less serious when it comes to dating apps. I could see that, but they're just so thirsty.
Well,
yeah, that's what it is. Like anyone that they see that they like relatively find attractive, they're messaging like, "Hi, hey, you're cute," you know.
Yep.
Girls are like reading it and not responding to them, so that's why they have all these messages because they're like they know that the men aren't serious.
I think it's just because they get so much attention. It's like
yeah, well,
it's like why. You can't pay attention to everyone. It's
right, and you don't want to because you know why most people are messaging you. Especially like I mentioned, like on Tinder, like that's exactly what's going on with those types of apps. But obviously that's for like a hetero relationship. I don't know how it would be otherwise.
Yeah, I don't know. Never explored that, so.
Yeah, I feel like it would kind of be the same way though. With like just like men being that same sort of way, like with men and girls being a little bit more like submissive, waiting for the attention.
I've kind of heard like just from internet things, that like for gay men, it's like hard to find guys that are serious.
I can imagine.
Because they're just like all want to hook up and that's it. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. Don't quote me on that. I don't know if that's a real thing. I'm not in that scene right now.
No, and I'm so glad we talk about this all the time. I'm so thankful that we are not in the dating scene anymore. I don't remember why we talked about that the other day, but there was a reason. Maybe it was even like a TV show. I can't remember, but I was just like, oh my God, I'm just so thankful we don't have to deal with that anymore.
Yeah.
Because it sucks.
It's just so, oh God, it's so exhausting. Fucking messaging people. And it's like, if you don't go out, which it's like everything we fucking do is remote now. So it's like so little chances to meet people unless you are like a drinker or whatever. And it's like, it's just really hard to find someone that you really like click with and clicks with you and, you know, actually wants to hang out and that whole thing. Like, oh God, it's so nice to just find your person and just hang out, you know, and not think about that whole thing.
Yeah. I think, when do you think that you knew that I was your person? How far into dating did you know?
Like, for certain, like, I don't know. I mean, this is kind of embarrassing, but like somewhat recently, like maybe the last year or so, like maybe the last 6 months, sometime in there, just like really getting comfortable with it and like the idea of like, because there, at least for me personally, there was like a wall I kind of had to get over of like, you have to be okay with this person being your family, being your like person who, if you choose to, is going to raise your kids. It's like, this is the person that will be there and you can't leave them. So like, that's the wall I had to get over, but I got over it, I think.
That's good. That would be good.
Yeah. But so like once getting over that was like hard for me. So that's when it's like, you know, I think I found my person.
I think that's a pretty normal thing that most serious people that are in serious relationships have to get over. Even if you're like not even really looking for something serious and you're like kind of in a situationship with someone that maybe like develops into a relationship, I feel like that's still like a huge thing that you have to get over that way too. Specifically when you're not really looking for anything serious and then it turns into something serious. That's like, those are some really big roadblocks in the way.
Yeah. I think, that's not like totally bouncing off what you said, but I think the whole, like really getting comfortable and like deciding that someone's your person. Like, I think a lot of people can't do that. Like,
right.
You know, the people that are just like chronically single.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know if I know anyone personally right now, but like, not the people that just like have a hard time finding someone, but the people that are just always with someone and then breaking up with them constantly. It's like, it's like the whole, they just can't like commit to it for whatever reason.
Yeah.
Which I think is
block.
Yeah. I think it's a good thing people should get over, because I feel like the love and the comfort you find in your like best friend that you keep close is really nice.
Yeah.
You know, it's just so nice to have someone near you. You know, it's like,
yeah.
I don't even feel like you really you need love, but it's just so helpful for life, in my opinion.
I really don't think that I could go on in my life and like have I don't even know, like go into the chapter that I've gone into with you without someone like you in my life. I really don't think that I could have done the things that I'm doing right now without having a partner. Because it would be so hard.
Yeah, I mean, like, like once you move out of your house and stuff, like, you're not, because, you know, your dads are, you know, dads, but moms are rocking with you and they'll give you the support you need, but it's like, you're not always going to be around them. But when you have a partner's real close to you and supports you really well, and it's actually a healthy relationship, you, like, it really can push you far.
Yeah, I definitely think, I mean, you do that to me every day. I don't think that I would try as hard as I do in my business if it weren't for you. And plus, you're such a big help in growing my business too. Like you do so much for it. My family is great too. I mean, I'm not like dismissing them by any means at all, but I just am around you a lot more than I'm around them. So when like small things happen like day to day, and I'll talk to you about it, but you always have like some sort of solution for me. Like, oh yeah, sure, like you've just recently like you just lost like 15 kids, but you're going to get 15 more. Mm-hmm. Like it's no big deal. Like you're going to find people to fill that spot. So it's like more of a motivation thing maybe. But you see Mabel
what
jump
she
in
just
the background.
She's behind the camera right now, but she's like sniffing and just like twitched.
But yeah, maybe it's like I think maybe that's like coming down to like it's like a motivation thing. Like you help me be motivated.
Yeah. I heard a quote recently. I'm not gonna quote it, but because I can't remember it, but it was like something like you just need to find someone that will always tell you you can when you think you can't, that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And like, that tells you even if you fail, I'll still be here. It's like all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
It's like that support is so good for your brain, you know?
Yeah. And I think, I don't think. I know for sure. This is like the first, like outside of my family, like safe relationship that I've had. Like I feel safe to like come to you when things are like bugging me or anything really. Like I just feel safe coming to you. And you're also like today, for example, I had to get my car serviced. I needed help because I was at another appointment, and so I needed you to bring my car so that I could get it serviced. We'll swap cars kind of a thing. I knew that you would do that. Like you would be there on time. You'd have my car there. We'd be ready to like swap cars at the time that I told you to. Like that makes me feel safe too, because you say what you're going to do and you actually follow through on it. And I've never had even just a friendship where people follow through on things that they're going to say that they do. So I feel like that's a huge thing too, as long as you can, like, I don't even know, like, the right word that I'm looking for, but safe is just, like, the only thing that I am coming to mind with. But
yeah, safe, I think, fully.
Yeah, safe, and it's just, like, sense. A different kind of, like, comfort, too, and, like, understanding. I think that I have not experienced yet so far, which is good, I think. I feel like everyone should have that.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, like I said, I don't think everyone needs it. I honestly don't even feel like I need it, but like having it is so lovely. Mm-hmm. It's such a peace. It's this is gonna lead into like a whole topic just a whole nother topic of relationships, but let's do it. Like people's definition of love is I think where relationships go bad. Hello, Mabel. Mm-hmm. People think that you get in a relationship and it's like you're missing a piece of you, and then this person comes and completes you. And then if you lose them, you are losing a part of yourself. But like when in reality, it's in two wholes, people that are complete in themselves and are comfortable with themselves come together, and they just peacefully exist together.
Yeah.
They help each other when they need it, but just peacefully exist. I think that's like the true love. It's like it's not the flowers and the chocolates and the dates and the, although good stuff, like fun stuff, but that's not really what love is. It's that peaceful, similar to what you're saying, the safety.
Yeah.
It's like that feeling that you could just sit with a person and just say nothing and just feel okay and home.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And to bounce off of that too, I feel like it's like that wholeness that you were saying. It really, really bugs me when people are like, this is my other half. Like, I know everyone's probably heard this before, but you are not half of a person before you meet your significant other. Mm-hmm. Like, you're not half of a person, and that makes me so frustrated when people say that. Like, you are a whole individual, and if you think that you are not, you need to go heal before you get into a relationship.
Yeah. I personally think that you can do some healing while in the relationship. I feel like I did that a little bit.
a lot in our relationship, like significant amount.
I don't think you don't necessarily have to be whole beforehand, but like you got to be whole at some point. Otherwise you're just going to drag each other down, you know?
You need to be working towards it.
Yeah, at least working towards it. And you can't be dependent, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, that's a huge thing too. I feel like the reason that all of my past relationships have not worked out was because we were very dependent on each other. It wasn't even just me. It was also them being dependent on me. Mm-hmm. So that is a huge thing, I think. I'm dependent on you, but like, let's just say something were to happen and we did break up, I would still be my whole individual self. I mean, obviously it would be like devastating. Mm-hmm. World shattering, if you will. But still, I mean, I would still come out to be a whole person on the end, and so would you.
Right.
If something happened to me too, you know.
Right.
But I think that's something that people don't understand either. When they become codependent with someone, they don't see them ever being without that person.
Yeah.
So they're like, I'm only a whole person if I'm with them. But yeah, you got to go to therapy for that. If you're feeling that, you're gonna need to go to therapy.
Yeah. Yeah, therapy is
Yeah, I feel like I've done so much growing over the last couple of years with you. You live such a stress-free, relaxing life, which is something that like I feel like I'm still like being introduced to with you, because I don't function that way. I mean, even last night I was like thinking about like 15 different things at once, and I was just talking out loud
while laying in bed, like getting like fully brushed and in bed, tucked in, you know.
Yeah, I mean,
blanket over the shoulders.
I was just thinking out loud, you know. I was just thinking about all these things, and you're like, "Can you relax?" No, I'm trying to think.
See, when it comes to specifically falling asleep, the way I fall asleep is by thinking, because like, you know, you can't like think about sleeping. If you're trying to fall asleep, then you won't fall asleep.
Yeah.
So I just think about something else and then I fall asleep, but never something stressful. Like that's a crazy concept to me. Like getting in the relaxed bed and like stressing about something. It's like, nope. When I hit that bed, this is where I don't do that because I'm trying to sleep.
Yeah. You know? Yeah, that's just a very new concept to me.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything else off the top of my head, but mostly just like people call it nowadays, like living a soft life. I feel like that's something that you're introducing to me more and more each day. And it's really nice. Because I work really well in stress. I've always worked well in like high school and college. Like stress was like really high. And my parents even raised me to be like really busy, because my mom was always so busy. Like she at one point probably was working like 5 jobs. And I was like that when I was in high school too, because that's just how I've seen my mom be. So I'm like, oh, that makes sense. I'll be like that too. And you're like, oh, you work and then after work you go to different work? Why do you do that?
Yuck.
That hasn't calmed down by any means, but I feel like I deal with it a lot better than I did when we got together. Yeah.
Yeah, you used to, you know, stress and panic real hard, but now you just stress and panic real light.
Yeah. I feel like another thing that I would stress and panic about too would be like my attachment with you. I used to have like a really insecure attachment with you. I don't know if you remember that. Corey never remembers anything, by the way, for all of our people that are not my friends.
If it's not like life or death, like, or
that's it.
Like, that's pretty much it. Like life or death, I won't remember. If it was funny, I'll remember. Funny things usually stick, but
I just would always be like really like you'll remember this. How specifically when we were first getting to know each other, you'd be really busy like climbing, or you'd be on like a bike ride with all your buddies. I would not hear from you all day. I was like, oh great, this guy's ghosting me, because I haven't heard from you for the whole day. Like we're talking like 5 p.m. You're supposed to pick me up by 6 and I haven't heard from you one time. I'm like,
I forgot about that whole
the worst. That was the worst.
Thing.
I mean, come on.
I get that though, because like
that was crazy.
Before you know someone, it's like
that was a red flag, by the way.
Oh, really?
Oh my God. We're supposed to hang out at 6 p.m. and it's 5 p.m. and I haven't heard from you. That's a red flag.
I was riding my bike.
That's a red flag.
I'm nothing but walking green flags, okay?
Okay, maybe it was a what?
Beige.
A beige flag.
A beige flag.
Yeah. It was just pink.
Pink flag.
You don't have very many red flags.
Oh, but very many.
Well, that's one.
Okay.
I can't think of any other ones.
It's funny because like I'm thinking back to like my mindset when I was doing that. I wasn't even thinking about it. Like,
of course yeah.
Actually, like I kind of would, but like the way it was for me is like, I always thought of it and thought of like when talking to a girl, such odd things. But like I would think like, I'd be like, well, if I like prolong when I text, it's like I can get her to like text later. So it's like, I don't know, we're like texting for more of the day. It makes no sense, but like.
That's so funny. Because I used to, do you remember how I would never text you goodnight? I would just be like, oh, sorry, I like stopped texting you last night. It would be because I didn't want the conversation to end. So I would on purpose just set my phone down when I was going to sleep and just be like, just have to text him back in the morning.
See, I would do that. I've totally done that shit too. Because if you end the conversation, then you have to text it.
Yeah, you have to be like, oh, hi, good morning.
Yeah, and then it doesn't start the conversation. So it's like.
But it's different if you just like, oh, sorry, I fell asleep.
Yeah.
How are you?
Whoops.
Yeah, my bad. That's so funny.
That was really funny.
Now we don't even. I hardly text you. We've been living together since August, so it's almost.
And now that we live
6
together,
months.
it's like, oh, I'm on the way home. Den is ready or something like that. Whatever the texts are.
Yeah, I mean, I've texted you 3 times today. They haven't even been read. I guarantee you haven't even looked at them, have you?
I looked at one of them. You said, I'm coming home.
Coming home. Because I didn't want to scare you. Because I was only gone for like 10 minutes. So I didn't want to scare you by walking back in the house. Yeah. Yeah. I've had a very busy schedule today. But that's okay.
Like usual.
Yeah. Just another day of being Miss Alyssa.
Miss Alyssa.
Someone on my work email that's like totally unrelated doesn't know that I have the studio. So they don't know that my name's Miss Alyssa. My first and last name is Miss Alyssa. But they called me Miss Alyssa via email today, and I just thought it was the funniest thing.
Yeah, you're like, oh my God, they don't even know.
Little do you know, my first name is Miss. Yeah. But yeah, anyways.
I feel like we just like trained off in one direction, but I can't remember what the point was that we were at before.
I don't either.
Yeah, we were talking about relationships and stuff, but.
Yeah. To kind of maybe wrap up a little bit, I think if we could leave with one piece of advice, I think my biggest piece of advice is if you find someone that you're comfortable with, the biggest thing, this is so dumb too, everyone says this, but like communication, I think is the biggest thing in relationships. But on the flip side of that, I think it's, if you're in like a hetero relationship like we are, finding a man that can communicate with you, that is what the key is. Because women everywhere, almost all women, I guarantee, can communicate very easily. It comes because you're so emotional. Everyone's saying women are so emotional because they are. And so it's very easy for them to communicate because you have a lot of emotions behind it. So finding a man that will communicate with you or allows you to openly communicate with them, I think that's the key.
Yeah, I think that's I was kind of the second part there. Like, I'm more of just like a listen. Like, don't remember things, but I listen really well.
If it's important, because that sounds like that's a red flag too. Yeah, but to preface it, if it's important, like last week I was like, I want you to take me on a date this weekend. And you fully did. You fully planned the whole thing. You listened.
Yeah.
So that was important. So you did it.
Yeah, I think I could leave with a little bit of advice too. I do want to preface by saying, our word isn't the like fucking almighty. It's like we only know what worked for us. It's like it's not what we say is not going to work for everyone, but I think there are some general rules that like you really should follow, like the communication. But what I will say is, your partner is your family, It's not. It's more than just your girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, whatever. It's your family. It's like someone who is like you're essentially like you're bonded to. Like and you don't leave your family. Like, you might get estranged with your parents or whatever that there may be, but I mean, you just don't leave your family. It's you keep each other close. It's like if you get in a fight or disagreement, it's like the solution isn't to leave, it's to figure out what's going on, because once you've decided that your person's your family, it's like you don't leave each other. It's the rule.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like there should be a part 2 to this.
Yeah.
Not maybe next time, but sometime in the future, I feel like there should be a part 2 because there's so many.
I think it could totally be next time because like I'm fresh in this conversation, so it's like we could totally do this next time. But yeah, it's about dinner time for us, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, we aren't freaking, we don't get to not work, so we've already done our jobs for the day, so it's like freaking 5:00 or whatever. But all right, well, should we wrap it up then? Land this ship. Yeah. Well, thanks to anyone who might be watching. This is Bite the Abstract officially now, and yeah.